Hey, how's it going? Let's go racing. We're talking about Las Vegas 2023, the spring race. Interesting race. Definitely finished strong, but a large portion of that race was sort of, well, frankly, just boring, unfortunately. This race was greatly impacted by the weather. So last week's race was impacted by the weather. The cold temperatures completely changes the track. A lot more grip, a lot more speed, a lot more in throttle time. When a track heats up, it gets slick. It's harder to keep the tires really connected, the car connected to the ground without getting some off throttle time. And when it's cold, obviously you can just it sticks to the ground. And while that might be fun, it might be nice for the drivers, I'm sure they don't necessarily appreciate not really having to do anything except for press down the wheel and never use a brake and never downshift and just steer around the dirty air. So weather impacted this race pretty severely. And you also had in this race, I think, a really good, you get a really good grasp of the plus and minuses of short run speed versus long run speed. So all throughout the day, we had comers and goers at the beginning of a run, and then people who were fast at the end of the run, and that was fun to watch a little bit. Stage 1, stage 2, pretty smooth, pretty boring. Not a whole lot happened. There were a few little things here and there, but stage 1 especially, just nothing really there to talk about, to be honest with you, other than the fact that you see the cars dealing with tightness because of how cold it was. Hendrick, really strong showing, obviously, and all day long they were up towards the front. And additionally, even though the first stage, the second stage were sort of the last stage did pick up, and we got some good racing there at the very last stage. Especially with some of those cautions and those restarts. We have people gambling with tires. Hamlin took 2 tires, but he can't keep the lead long on those 2 tires. Larson in clean air, and he takes off. But as the run goes on, Mr. William decides that he's got the sort of a longer run speed, and that's that same conversation we were having. They both had fast cars. It's just that one was a little bit better on the long run and at the end. And, of course, the big story about this is that Larson is in the lead, and he's going to win this thing because he wins the battle off the pit road. And we get this caution. And, again, I'm recording this podcast weeks after this race, so I've heard all the other podcasts and radio shows talk about this, and I still don't know if that caution was necessary. I understand it. Don't think it was necessary, but what are you supposed to do? You can't do anything about it. They've been pretty consistent this year, so you can't really complain. And that puts Truex in a position to take some chances there, right? He takes no tires, and actually, Truex actually ends up doing pretty good considering he is on 0 new tires and everyone else has fresher tires. He ends up still doing pretty well. And if 3 or 4 more people stay out, and those people who went and took tires are stuck behind him as well, he might finish first. So pretty good call. Obviously, he wanted to win, but you gamble, you take a chance, and we get the 1, 2, 3 finish from Hendrick there, and they're starting the year off strong. But that was Las Vegas. I look forward to this track when it's warmer. I don't think this was a good indication of what this track has to offer, and because we've seen some really good racing on this track, and just that weather really, really messed up what it could have been, right? That cold. So, but thank you for joining. Thank you for watching or listening. I really do appreciate it.